placement should be addressed by placement. Placement. They should placement by specialty. So it's issued by specialty.
That's outside of your college.
Yes. Yes.
So that's one for you. Years of it, and also the head.
We reported of, for instance, my group, we reported of too much CLN. And then we think that the tuner will be something. But if it should be terminally planned or thematically selected to be in the room, okay, so that this we are dealing with this sort of thing. So the TLR that are to do with that field should be made available in the classroom, whereas others are left. But somebody raised the problem that they don't even have storerooms to people.
We should be wrapping up in the next 1 minute. We should be wrapping up in the next 1 minute. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, thank you. Can we please resume our seats? Kelema, kelema, ayama, kelema, oh. Kelema, ayama. I don't want you to continue talking. Kelema, ayama, kelema, oh. Kelema, ayama, kelema, oh. Kelema. Sister Kelema. Sister Lizzie Kelema. Madam Dorcas Kelema. Okay. Can we please resume our seats? So we receive the feedback from each group. Shall we please resume our seats? Thank you. Yesterday we had some presentation from, I think, 3 groups. The field observation report. The field observation report. We want to take them. Do we have Auntie Margaret in the room? Okay. She's right here. Please, all 3 groups, kindly submit your input or write-up or report to Auntie Margaret. So, Auntie Margaret, in the next 3 minutes, let me know the groups that have submitted. Thank you. So we can acknowledge them. Now, let's come back to the just ended discussion, group discussions. Let's call on the first group. But before we do that, because we are getting closer and closer to the ending of this exercise, the cameras will have to capture things well. So please, those who are sitting beyond this yellow dressed lady, can you please rise for me to see? Can you please? Exactly. All those beyond or behind her, kindly please relocate across the 3 divides. Please. So as we are relocating or sitting in front, let's welcome group 1. Every group had 3 minutes to share their discussions with us. 3 minutes. With a hand of applause, let's welcome group 1.
Good afternoon. So our leader was Sister Elizabeth. We were able to discuss 6 issues as takeaways and then issues that need attention. The first one was about yesterday's visits. the classroom setup and organization. Most people realize that even first term, the strand 1 and 2 and 3, some of the posters are still on the wall. And they were looking dirty. Some had torn, they were still on the wall. And as at, even though they are relevant, we want the more current themes posters to be in the classroom, so that teachers don't always use their money as they complain there's no money, to also do new ones. So we have trained them to pack their resources and label them with the strand. So the following year, you can reuse. So we want the CISOs and then early childhood coordinators to sensitize the teachers on packing their resources after use so that new ones can be made. Same applies to the centers. We also look at teacher placement and postings. Yesterday, we encountered a few teachers who were distressed because they didn't even know what they were doing. They were not early childhood trained teachers, and since they came, they had not been trained. So there was a whole lot of misunderstanding with them. And so we plead with GES that they should post the EC trained teachers to the EC classrooms. We also look at creativity of teachers in the EC departments. And then the colleges of education, that was also discussed here. I think it needs to be improved to make the early childhood education very attractive, like all our stakeholders suggested. And then we also picked one issue on the L1. That's when KG, the children come to school, that is their first point setting apart from their families. And they are more conversant with the use of the L1. So teachers should encourage them to talk to their work. For example, if you ask them to draw, inquire from the child, what have you drawn? So why did you draw it like this? And what they are going to tell you in their L1, because they are confident. And so if we start using the English language first term KG and they become confused, they are not motivated to come. You know, we all don't come from the same homes. So like the policy is saying, let us teach them more from the known to unknown. That's the known language. We also look at the fact that teachers should be monitored very, very intensively. Teachers should be monitored both from the regional, the districts, and so we are appealing to GES to make funds available for monitoring of the cages. Because sometimes if the NGOs don't come in, you sit at your table for 1 year, you not move out, unless you use your own salary. So we also discussed that. And then we also saw that what we saw yesterday on the field indicates that Sabre should also, and the partners, should concentrate more on in-service teacher training as well. So it should be periodical. You train this term, a new teacher is posted the following term. He doesn't know anything. So we'll plead that we will sustain it, but we will also need help from our supporters. This is what we were able to take home from our group. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So please don't sit down yet. Don't sit down yet. Just go to Auntie Maggie and hand over your note. Please, she's here. Thank you. Akbeka Kaka. So those I'm speaking the. All right. Can we invite Group 5? Please, as they present, we will appreciate if you roll out or check out things they have said already that is also on your list, so you don't duplicate, except that you want to add some more. Group 5, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. So this is what we also have to deliver. We spoke on timing of the conference. Yes, the academic calendar, we are saying next time when such conferences are coming up, we should check the academic calendar because school has just resumed and we realize that the kids were not there, as well as the community that we identify ourselves, they are having their festival. So the kids, as we all heard, they were celebrating the festival. So going forward, we are proposing that we should check the dates and the academic calendar as well. And I think Auntie Albie and the group dealt on the over simulation of materials and the storage and usage of our TLRs. Again, we are advocating that the training colleges, as well as the other teacher training institutions, should also emulate what UCC displayed here yesterday, where they created a conducive environment for the wards of the caregivers to also have their peace of mind to deliver their services as expected of them. And then, when advocating as well, when we are going in for the research, we should also try to adapt the use of mixed method next time around so that we have the benefit of the two. And we are saying we should subsidize rural education teacher training programs, the UTTD, so that the teachers in our rural communities will also have to be enrolled in our various schools so that they can competently and confidently teach as well. And again, the teachers that are coming out from the universities, we are saying and proposing that we should take them through the practical aspects as being discussed so that they coming out will also deliver as expected of them. Thank you.
Oh, come on, let's give it up to them. Thank you. I like the moral support. We'll investigate it. Anyway. Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Group 5. We are grateful for that input or things put together. Please, did you hand over your passport? Yes, thank you. So may we now invite Group 2. Group 2. Let's welcome them.
Gender balance.
Thank you for the opportunity. This is Group 2. The critical points, some of them were mentioned, so I'll mention those that we have that have not been catered for. One of them is the stigmatization that goes with early graders or early childhood students in the colleges of education. The perception about their program is such that when they come, they quickly assume the label and begin to work within their own interest. In that case, observation revealed that they perform lower than those in the JHS program. So we are suggesting that interview systems should be reintroduced to authenticate the selection process so that everybody feels importance in the college system. 2, the training process for ECE students should be given orientation on lesson plan to help them identify the difference between the KG curriculum and the P1 to 3 curriculum so that they can operate well within these two curriculum. Then the placement of ECE students should also be well considered to ensure that those who have the ECE background teach in the KGs and P1 to 3. And we are suggesting that Ghana Education Service, heads of basic schools should take responsibility of that. Then too much TLMs have been mentioned already. We feel the clumsy nature of TLMs in the classrooms, as we observed the other time, could create confusion for learners. And it can be addressed through training. So we are still charging the Ministry of Education, the heads of institutions, especially the basic schools. Then the Ministry of Education again should supply buses to colleges for STS activities, as we have heard from the stage. Then we are also suggesting that licential exams should be part of the semester course, because one of the how do we call it? Assessment protocols is that you don't assess a learner on what he or she does not know, which means you haven't taught, and yet you are eliciting a response on what the learner has not been introduced to. So we are pleading with Ministry of Education to reconsider the process of the licential examination. The next point has been mentioned already, which has to do with the school visit should be timely, so that we see the impact of the success stories shared yesterday by the KG teachers, and then the presence of the TLMs and whatever on the learners. And we are sure that we are progressing in our activities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's give them watermelon. You like watermelon? Watermelon, watermelon, sweet pom, sweet pom pom, banana, banana, fruit salad, fruits. Over there, some will say fruits I like. Others will also say fruit salad. Whichever one is applicable to your class, you are free to use it. Good. So you've given them fruit salad. Thank you. Please have you handed over your passport? Okay, you are here. Great. Because I didn't see them coming this way. Okay, so now let's welcome to the podium group numbered 4.
Yes, gender balance. Go for. Thank you. Most of our points have been mentioned, but we would like to say that it has been said here that we need strategies to address the large classes that we have in the ECs. So I think GS, we need to address that. Either we send maybe 2 teachers to a class, the ECE class, or we try to get more infrastructure so that we can remove some of the kids to other classrooms. In the Western region, I remember when the program started, there were 2 teachers in the class, so that complaint was not a problem. And I think that will help to address the issue. Secondly, we are saying that the period for the teaching practice should be extended. So the mentoring universities, in fact, the mentoring universities are having more periods, but the colleges are having less. The colleges, we have 4 months. The mentoring universities, they have about 2 semesters. Yes. Sometimes it's not even up to the 4 months. So we need to address that. So the universities, they're able to do about 6 rounds of supervisions, but we are able to do maximum 2. Maximum 2. Okay. Again, we are looking at enhancing the PLC system, where teachers at the ECE can have their own PLC sessions, and then they can also have a cluster sort of meetings, so that schools in a cluster, probably schools within Winnipeg Township or even a cluster, can meet and have discussions as to how they can have best practices in their class. In fact, if you go on, the last group will not have anything to say. So we would like to stop here so that they can have something to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Group 3, let's have you. Let's clap for them as they come.
Gender balance. What are your men?
You can go and borrow some.
Group 3, we will start with the need to have more teachers in the classroom to support activities in the classroom. You know, most of the classrooms, being it especially in the KG, we need 1, 2 or more teachers so that they will assist in some of the activities in the classroom. No, normally we have the indoor and the outdoor, so one teacher cannot control the entire class, but at least 2, 3 or more, they can have attention. Yes, they can have an attention on the group or activity that is going on in the classroom. Then we also talk about the lesson plan being taught in the school that differ from what is on the field. So sometimes what is being taught for the student to the student is different from what is on the field. So please, we would like to talk on that one too. And please, a workshop like this should be extended to teachers on field too, so that they can partake in what is going on. Thank you.
Tickly. You respond tickly. Tickly. I will need a ball for this exercise. All right. This is how far we've come. This is how far. This is how far we've come. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody here that has contributed. In fact, your presence is enough contribution, and all your comments and suggestions are great contributions. We want to acknowledge the receipt of the field visit report from groups 1 and 3. We want to acknowledge receipt of the field visit report from groups 1 and 3. We are hopeful that group 2 will have yours soon. Thank you. At this point, we bring the program to a close, but before we do, we want to see if we have last words from just 2 organizations. From there, we'll call on the HOD, the rep of the VC, to close us. Do we still have, pardon me, do we still have in the hall the Assistant Registrar, Internal Audit, UEW, Mr. Moses Saki? Is he still around? He stepped out. We want to acknowledge his presence. He has been with us since morning and contributing to the discussions. Thank you to him. Yep. So we'd like to invite Auntie Margaret. Please, are you around? To move the vote of thanks. Let's give it up to her as she comes.
Okay. Good afternoon. The Director, Tertiary Division of the Ministry of Education, the representative of the Director for Pre-Tertiary Education, the Executive Director, Sabre Education, the Executive Director, Associate for Change, representatives of the Country Director for Right to Play, representatives of District Directors of Education, representatives of directors of or heads of institutions of the University of Education, UNIBA, all protocols observed, fellow participants. All too soon, the program has come to a successful end. Yesterday, the field visit was fantastic. Though we may encounter some hitches, we managed to see the classrooms. And irrespective of the numbers we met, at least we were able to engage. All too soon, we'll be leaving this room, and we pray that the Almighty God will continue to protect us successfully and give us a safe journey. We thank our publications unit for being with us for 2 days, yesterday and today. We also thank the media, though they are not here. We thank them for their presence. Some of us came with logistics assistants, or what popularly we call drivers. The drivers also need to be commended for driving us safely to this place. And then we entreat the Almighty God to continue to give them wisdom as they send us back to our various destinations. Fellow participants, I believe we've learned so much, and we will put them into practice as we go back to our various destinations. We have come up with some critical issues to discuss or to take forward, and I would like to pledge on behalf of the ECE department and Sabre Education and the GES, the Ministry of Education, that we will take some of them forward. As we know, we cannot do all, but we will take some of them forward. And I hope that in the near future, we'll be here again to account for what we've been able to achieve. Thank you very much, and God bless us all. Amen.
Thank you very much for thanking us. So we are also thanking you for putting in all the thoughts to bring this program to this far. May I humbly invite the Executive Director of Sabre for his closing remarks. Once the closing prayer is not said, we are still in the program.
Anyway, good afternoon, fellow participants, and acknowledgement to all officials who have come for this event. This is the first time we've organized something like this. And again, though my colleagues had already said their thanks, I still want to thank the university, the head of department of the early child education, for all the organization. There's one particular woman I want to invite up here, Asantewa. In fact, when I pronounced Asantewa last time, some people were laughing at me. Because there was one participant who testified that this woman, in fact, she said, oh, we've done well to get so many people to come and so on. And I said, oh, there's one woman who's done that. And I said, Asantewa. I said, oh, where is she? Because she spoke to her on phone. So Asantewa, please come up here. Come up here, please. Asantewa. I'm pronouncing it in my area, Ghana. Asantewa, please come up. So she's the one who I'm sure many of you, she called you, nudged you, pestered you, you know. People like this always like to be in the background and not take glory. But sometimes we need to bring them up as a model for all of us to emulate. So when I grow up, I want to be like her. Justice. He's moved from here to here. He's hiding here. Justice. Justice has done, we all agree that he has straightforward